Sometimes on a beautiful day like today, I take a look around the garden and I think to myself, have I gone a little bit too far with the planting? So let's have a look around and we look at some of the plants that I've got here and see what sort of size they're going to grow up to be. So first things first, a little bit of background to the garden. And we are based here in Neath in South Wales. So we're quite southern really in the UK. And we started our garden in 2020, removed everything in the garden and we lawned it over. Now I soon discovered that I didn't like having a lawn. So in 2021, bit by bit, I just removed the lawn by hand with a spade and started digging out some beds. And that's when I discovered that I really enjoyed tropical style plants. And one by one, I started planting them into the garden. And now here we are in 2025. And this is the result that we've got. And I love spending time in the garden. So in 4 years, we've got a tremendous amount of growth. So I'm going to take you around now through the garden to some of the plants, not all, but some of the plants that I grow here, and just to look at the sort of sizes that I'm expecting to achieve from these plants. Now the plant that I've seen the most growth on in the garden, definitely the fastest growth, is this Euphorbia John Phillips. This again is on its 3rd year and it currently stands at about 3 meters across by at least 1.5 meters high. And this was bought as a plant which was only 2 stems. So if you are going to plant one of these, just make sure that you've got enough space for it, as they do grow pretty rapidly. This now will probably grow to be about 4 meters across and can grow 4 meters high, not for a small garden. Now this plant here is a Tetrapanax, and this now is going into its 3rd year. I bought this online and it's a wonderful addition to the garden and it's really sized up beautifully. It's deciduous, which means that it does lose its leaves here, well in South Wales anyway, every winter. So it looks a little bit bare in the winter. It's just a plain stick in the ground, but every spring it comes back and produces these large leaves, and it really is a wonderful plant in the garden. Now this is going to grow to be quite a tall plant, more like a tree, and I can't wait to be able to walk underneath this in the garden. But it's done absolutely wonderful considering it's only 3 years old, and at the moment it seems to stand on about a 2 foot of trunk. Now a plant that you see in an awful lot of UK gardens is a Cordyline australis, and these will grow up to 5 meters tall, which is about 20 foot. Now ours was in a pot for a few years, probably about 5 years, and we planted this out in the garden in 2021, so it's been in the ground now for 4 years. Ours, I would say, currently stands at about 9 foot tall. It's a lot taller than me, and it really is a fantastic tree. It's also known as the cabbage palm, and it's salt tolerant, wind tolerant, and a really good doer. in the UK gardens. This palm here is a Trachycarpus Waggie, and this is a more compact and stiffer leaved than the Fortunei type of palms. Now this palm I bought on Facebook Marketplace last year for £100, and I know that when it was bought it was in a pot and it was 7 years old then. So this palm now is 8-year-old, and these are typically more slower growing really than the Fortunei, and they're not quite as large. Now this palm will grow to probably about 4 or 5 meters tall eventually, and that is about 26 feet. And because these palm trees are a lot stiffer leaved, they're a lot better in the garden if you've got a more open or a windier location type of garden. Now my favourite type of palm in the garden is definitely the Fortunei. I've got a few of these, probably about 5 or 6 dotted around the garden, and these will grow to a height of about 5 meters tall. It'll take quite a few years to get there, but they will grow up to be quite a large plant. Easy to grow. They tend to look after themselves. Just a little bit of the occasional feed with chicken manure pellets and liquid seaweed. And what a wonderful palm tree. I would say if you are going to buy one of these, I would prefer to buy a smaller one and just wait for it to size up in the garden. You get a much better looking plant that way. Now if you are interested in just how big some of these plants will grow in a UK garden, I watched a fantastic video this week from a channel on YouTube called Palms and Exotics UK, and he visited a fantastic nursery up near the Wirral, and they are called the Bigger Plant Company, and they specialise in larger plants, and it's well worth checking that video out just to see what you can grow in a UK garden. Now one of the latest additions to my garden is this Loquat tree. It's only small at the moment, but it is putting on some growth, and it has some lovely leathery long leaves, and this plant eventually will grow to be at least 5 meters tall. Now also looking through the garden, I've got plants like this lovely Mahonia. I've got a Mahonia Charity and a Mahonia Winter Sun. I've also got a few with the soft caress as well, but these plants here, they are more of the original spiky Mahonias, and I know that these are going to grow quite large, so I don't know if I'll have to move this plant from this bed, as I know it's going to grow to about a height of 4 meters, and that's quite a big plant. So I don't know if I'll be able to prune it and keep it under control, or if it's just going to outgrow this area, because this is next door to the John Phillips there, and I haven't really got an awful lot of space in the garden now to put it anywhere else. These are the problems that I'm having now, that I'm running out of space. And so looking now at this back part of the garden, this is the very bottom of the garden down here. This is where I've got a Washingtonia palm. So this at the moment is only small, It's quite a young plant and it only consists of about 4 leaves at the moment, but I know that this is going to grow. And next to that I've got another Mahonia, and if this plant is going to grow to be about 4 meters, I'm going to be running out of space. Now an option that I have got is to remove this plant on the end and maybe place the Mahonia there. But I have got a pathway behind there, and that would make it a little bit awkward to walk down the pathway in future years. And just look now at that new growth that's come on that Fatsia Japonica. These plants, when you buy them small, you can pick up one of these for about £10–15, which is exactly what I did. But just 4 years later, this plant now is nearly 5 foot tall. It doesn't take long for these to fill out. And it's quite difficult now to remember that this bamboo here, which is now at least 6 foot across, came out of a small pot. And just behind that is another Fatsia Japonica there. And I think that one is even taller than the last one. That's got to be 6 foot tall now. It's so easy when you start a garden to just keep buying and just adding into the planting scheme. Nothing in this garden here was planned, and now everything is full to capacity in just 4 years. It's wonderful to see, but just how big is this garden going to get? So I hope you've enjoyed the little look around the garden today. And if you're new to the channel, then a very big welcome to you. And until next time, I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.